Coca Cola promised to help fix recycling. Here's how the company has committed to making its bottles and cans out of at least 50% recycled material in the next 11 years. To do that's a big undertaking, especially considering the company produced over 3 million tons of plastic packaging in 2017, according to a new report compiled by the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, which works with companies to reduce waste. Coca-Cola is one of many major companies that has made sweeping sustainability promises. Waste reduction, but recycling commitments are difficult to pull off. For Coca-Cola, if Coca-Cola wants to keep its promise, it needs to help fix recycling systems in the communities it serves. Starting small. On Thursday, the Coca-Cola Foundation announced that it is giving $5.4 million in grants to a number of environmental organizations, including the Green Blue Institute in Orlando, Keep Houston Beautiful and the Boston Parks and Recreation Foundation. The bulk of the money, about $4.15 million, is going to the Recycling Partnership, a national nonprofit group that uses corporate funding to help develop recycling infrastructure. The partnership the goal for the city is to decrease recycling contamination by more than 25% and increase the capture of recyclable materials by 20% across about 100,000 households over the next 3 years, Cody Marshall, Chief Community Strategy Officer for the Recycling Partnership, told CNN Business. It's a heavy. Coke, supported by the partnership, is embarking on a feat. Workers note the violation in an app to help keep track of changes in recycling habits over time. The recycling isn't. Atlanta citizens will also get mailers, and the city will educate the public on proper recycling through its social media channels. Money from the grant. The city and the Recycling Partnership tested out a similar program on nearly 5,000 households in 2017. That pilot program. The recycling problem. Recycling is complicated. Cities have different rules for what can be recycled, and throwing something that is generally not recyclable into a recycling bin causes trouble for recycling facilities. The cups. For a while, the economics made sense for recyclers. They earned enough selling. When China shut its doors to certain materials, some U.S. recyclers were left without a key buyer. The hardest hit state, municipalities in New York State, outside of New York City, now. He added that many municipalities have. Coca-Cola's 11-year plan. The fragmented approach doling out funds to different groups, supporting individual cities is the most effective way for Coca-Cola to help improve recycling, said Bruce Carras, Vice President of Environment and Sustainability for Coca-Cola North America. For Coca-Cola, a shift away from China could be a good thing. Coca-Cola plans to refine its goals based on what it learns from programs like the one being deployed in Atlanta. Coca-Cola has also been working with the Recycling Partnership and other groups to help boost infrastructure throughout the world. Later this year,
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the